How's it going, YouTube? My name is Kiefer and I'm with Clientric. And in today's tutorial, we're going to continuing with the Zoho CRM. So last few sessions, we went through the home page, the leads section, the context section, and the account section. And lastly, we'll be on the deal section. So that concludes the kind of different types of accounts section. So let's go into the deal section. And as you can see, it would be very similar to what you've seen already in the accounts and contacts and leads section. So you can filter everything by, account name, amount, campaign source, closing date, contact name, whatever you need to be able to find that deal. It'll all be in here. So if we go back into contacts, let's pick up where we left off with Jimmy Smith in our last session. So what we want to do is convert him to a deal. So we just create a new deal, click new deal, boom. So this page comes up. So the difference between a deal and the other things that we went through already is a deal is the actual, basically the quoting section. So where you figure out what the dollar amount is going to be. So in this case, let's say that we want to sell a project discovery. In this case, it would be 2,500 Canadian. And the closing date, let's put it for this Friday. And so the stage we're at, so we've been talking to Mr. Smith at Pepsi for quite a while now. We've qualified the lead. We've done the needs analysis. We've done the value proposition. We've already spoken with the decision makers. So in this case, let's say we're at proposal price quote. Boom. And you can see the probability was just updated. So the probability percentage is the percentage of probability that you'll actually get the deal in the end. So right now it's at 75% because we've already been dealing with this customer for a very long time. And you can see as you've configured your CRM, me putting 2,500 in there, it automatically generates the expected revenue at 1875. That way you can keep up with your metrics in terms of profit margins, of course. So type will be new business. They've never done this with us before. And let's say the deal name is Pepsi Project Discovery. And the next step would be sending quote. Lead source, we actually found him over Twitter. So let's say social media, web research, and that's it for that. So description, let's say, I've recommended the project discovery package to Mr. Smith at 2,500 Canadian dollars. Waiting to hear a response. Okay, so as you can see here, everything now is filled out. So we can go ahead and save that. And now we're in the deals page, and you can see we're in the contacts page again, but you can see in the deals section here, the project discovery shows up under new business, probability 75%. And again, this is all within that contact. So that's fantastic. So if we go back to deals section over here. Whoops. If we go back and click on the deal over here, there we go. Boom. So we can go in and you can actually see all the information, when the close date is, and this is basically your timeline of what steps you need to complete to be able to either close one, close as loss, or close as loss to competition. So this is a good way of tracking basically your success rate. So like I said, so we started today on November 16th, 2022. We have qualified the lead in the previous section. So that was when the lead was converted to a contact. From there, we had our first meeting with them. So we did a needs analysis with the customer, a value proposition with the customer. And during that meeting, we identified the decision makers at the company. And obviously, we were dealing with the right person. That would be Jimmy Smith in this case. So now that we've had that meeting with him, we are ready to send a proposal / price quote. And that's this section here. So we sent that out at 2,500 Canadian. And that's the project discovery with Pepsi. And you can see all the related info here. Your contact person is Jimmy at Pepsi. And then all of their information is in here. You can see the amount of the deal, when it's supposed to close by, November 18th, 2022. Probability is at 75%, all that good stuff that we saw already. There's our description there. And note, you can say, I've sent the price quote to Mr. Smith. Waiting to hear a response. And actually, this can be a really good place. So in the attachment section here, you can actually attach the file. So whenever you create the quote, you can actually just upload it right here. We want to include right there. Boom. And we can include that right in there. Now, anytime that you want to view that, you can actually view it right in this folder here. So competitors, you can put in any competitors that you found that's doing a similar bid to yours. Open activities is similar as the ones before. So if you have any tasks, meetings, or calls, that information will show up here, or you can add a new one. Any closed activities will be any past activities that you've completed with the customer. Products, again, we've spoken about that. You can actually add your individual products. So in this case, we don't have it in there yet, but in this case, it would show project discovery. We'd come up with a product code. Vendor name would be us in this case. The unit price would be $2,500. And obviously in Canada, taxable would be true. And from there, you can actually create a quote as well, which is something that we'll go over in another video, just in order to keep these short enough. But we'll go over the quote section in another video when we will be able to basically create the quote and send it to the customer. Sales orders would be once the deal is actually created and the customer has agreed to the quote, then you create a sales order, which is basically like the initial stages of the invoicing. Contact roles, which is where we have Jimmy, of course, and you can add any other important decision makers to that. That can be really helpful for when sending event invites. So for online meetings and stuff like that, you can add other people here so they get the invite as well. And then any emails, again, you can see any emails that you've had with the customer. So again, I'll just show you, for example, Jimmy Smith. Here is your quote. Hi, Jimmy. Thank you for meeting with me the other day. Here is your quote. Stay awesome, Kiefer. And boom, there it is. And of course, you can open that up and see the contents of the email at any time. So again, this is really helpful for keeping track of all your customer information in one place. And then so the cases section is for obviously more kind of after the sales process stuff. If they have any particular questions or issues that arise, you can create and assign new cases just so you can keep track of when those things are getting fixed. Zoho projects will be basically one of the next steps that we create from here, which is how we'll actually start working on the project with, the rest of our team. So you can create a new project there or associate a new project. And again, we'll be going over Zoho projects in another series. But for the time being, that is that section. And then here comes your extension leads. So Ring Centrals, SMS, Twilio, those are extensions that you can deal with for SMS campaigns. And then invoices will show any final invoices that you have. And that is basically it for the deals section. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know down in the comments, or you can reach out to my personal email at kiefer@clientric.co. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like what we're doing. Obviously, we want to keep sharing promotional content and educating people as much as we can. So have a good rest of the day and stay awesome.